We're number one.
He's being a cheap ass. You know, I'm like, damn.
You heard it here first. Joe Rogan listens to our podcast.
Right, we're the best.
You know, they say people that cuss are more honest. So I'm an honest motherfucker.
Put the fish away, Reggie.
It don't even hurt to get burned anymore.
Not for me.
You got the music on. You got your volume on. Nothing to it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Come on. I'm ready. I want to do it.
I wear a thong. I got one on right now. You want to see?
Jimmy and Gito. Madhouse Bar Talks, baby.
That is a bunch of shit, if you ask me. That ain't make no sense.
Good morning. A little late today.
Your fault.
Is it my fault?
Absolutely.
I was sitting there enjoying coffee and you text me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I had just woke up. Yeah, I had the boys yesterday, so when they left, I freaking just conked out. I slept my ass off. Slept all through the night and everything. A good night's rest. I'm well rested. I don't know how our president does it, dude. That dude don't stop, does he?
Yeah, I mean, run around playing all day.
Playing?
Oh, yeah, you know he's playing.
How's he playing? What do you mean? Explain that one. What's he doing? Because you saw him in Vegas?
Nah, well, remember when he used to sit out at night and just tweet shit all damn night?
That's because he gets bored, I think. Because he's always got to be like the whole world shut down. There's nothing going on, and he's just like he can't relax. He's got to go tweet some dumb shit.
Exactly.
The thing that's crazy is that they're not even coming on now, huh? The thing that was crazy about all of it is that first day, like, because when we got off air last week, we had no TikTok, remember? So I thought.
It was only like 6 hours or something.
16, I think, something like that. Yeah, it wasn't a real long time that we didn't have. But the TikTok rhythms are all fucked up now. Like, I'm not seeing the same shit I was seeing before that now. Yeah. And everybody's saying it. And they're saying you should go in your ban Facebook in it or something. I don't know. There's always, like, there's TikTok saying that right now. But the algorithms are definitely off. It's definitely not the way it was. There's no question.
That's probably what they corrected in it.
They did something, you think?
Yeah, they probably said, "Nah, let's turn this shit off." I don't know.
So as we got off the air, that was going on. That was one of the things we were talking about last week, was the ban on TikTok, what had happened. So then I got home after I loaded everything and whatever, and I was done loading everything, and it popped up. I accidentally clicked on it on my computer here, and it was like, it's on. And I text Amanda, I go, on the computer it's still working. So then she goes on her TikTok, she goes, it's actually working on my phone. I go, what? And I go on my phone, and it had the message there that said, welcome back to TikTok or whatever. Yeah. And so I'm like, that's crazy. It was like just off for a glimpse, And then I saw on something else, they said when you go on TikTok, if you just do your discovery, search for "Now That Americans Are Gone," and you'll see all the shit they were talking while we were gone. 16 hours and the whole world's like, yeah, good riddance, fuck them, stupid Americans. No, actually I did it, and there was a lot of people that were like, I miss them. They're the ones with all of this or that. There was a lot of, but there was also ones that like, thank God they're off this platform. It was funny. They were talking shit, and like an hour later, here we are. So then, same thing that day, then they show the mayor, too. Have you seen this one yet? The mayor in Philadelphia? Oh, my God. So, here, I'll let you listen to it. I've got it on my phone. I think it'll go through here. We'll try. This is the mayor of Philadelphia, okay? Listen to her, what she says in the crowd. Okay.
Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles! That's no bird!
The damn mayor spells it so far off, dude. It's not even funny how bad off it is. What the hell, dude? The mayor, like all right, this is what I'm gonna say. If you're gonna run for mayor, you know why I wouldn't run for mayor?
Why?
I would run for mayor for like a small town. But what would stop me from running from like a Cleveland or a Chicago or something? I don't feel I'm qualified to do that fucking job. If you can't spell Eagles, you should know that you're not qualified to do that job and shouldn't even go after the job. Whether you're likable enough for them to vote for you or not, you shouldn't go take that job. I mean, that's insane. She definitely can't be qualified for that job. She can't spell Eagles.
But like, as her history is like, as being a mayor, is it good?
I mean, when's the last time you were in Philadelphia? It wasn't nothing good when I was there.
Well, I'm just saying.
I know she probably wasn't there when I was there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't know what she's done since she's been there.
I don't know. I don't mean she should be spelling. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe she's a good mayor, can't spell for shit. She shouldn't be joining a spelling bee, I should say. Right?
It's almost an insult.
Yeah, it's definitely an insult.
First of all, you're the Philadelphia Eagles because this is the place where we founded the country. Like, this is where they signed the Declaration of Independence. Like, this is where Liberty Bell sits. You know what I'm saying? At Liberty Hall. And Eagles is because that's our bird, you know, our country's bird. And you can't spell it, and you're a mayor in one of the biggest cities in the country. That's pretty bad, dude. That's as bad. That's bad. I can't think of anything worse, honestly. I think you'd be better off to not have water and let your whole city burn. You know what I mean?
She's probably getting so much backlash.
Oh yeah. She's got to feel retarded. I would. And the thing is, the cop's face. If you watch the video, that's the best part. Is the cop's face. There's like a police officer right behind her, or some sort of officer. He's got the official police hat. I don't know what he is exactly, but he's sitting right behind her, and you just see him just grin like he knows
it's coming.
He just like hears it, and he's like, once it happens, he's like, oh Jesus.
Yeah. And I voted for you.
Right. Well, he probably didn't. So then the whole thing was, as we were going off the air, was it was Sunday. Football's going on. That happened. We had Trump, we knew was coming in office the next day. We knew that was going to happen. Man, that dude is... I never seen nobody with that. Never mind his policy. Fuck his policy. That dude don't stop. Like, he just... I've never seen nothing like it. He gets up at like 4:30 in the morning, the day of the inauguration, goes to the White House, meets with Biden, does all that stuff, goes to the actual inauguration, talks mad shit about Biden and Kamala while they're sitting right behind him having to take it, which is hilarious to me. I'm dying laughing watching it. And then brings up a preacher that said, we've been through hell the last 4 years, and they're right behind him. Like, God has answered our prayers. So then that goes on. That's not enough, dude. That's the whole inauguration ceremony. You know what he does after that? He goes to another room in the Capitol building and does another freaking basically
bash
address. No, just like basically an address to the nation. Signs a couple of executive orders, I guess, right there at Capitol. Then he goes and like 2 or 3 balls, frickin'. Then they show him he's in the White House signing frickin' executive orders till like 1 o'clock in the morning or some shit. I mean, this dude he does not stop. I mean, they said they showed the one. Like he was a newscaster or whatever, or whatever he is, I don't know, standing outside the White House. They were interviewing him. And he said that this was like on Thursday, I think. Thursday. He said that when the president is in the Oval Office, because the Marine's standing out front. He goes, that Marine's just fucking out there all day. Just never sleeps. He's there all night. Like, he's like there till like 3 a.m, that Marine, he said.
Wonder if they'd rotate him.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they do to some degree, but there is a Marine.
Yeah.
That's just standing, and then they ask him, well, how often was the Marine there when Biden? He goes, dude, that Marine was never there. He was just never there whenever Biden was in office, that's pretty bad. Although this is his first week, he's just getting started. They said that, like, what was it? Roosevelt had that big first 100 days. That's why they always talk about their first 100 days. Roosevelt talked about what he was going to do in the first 100 days. I think Trump surpassed it, like, on Tuesday. I mean, he's signing off shit. He declared that there's only 2 genders. He wrote a freaking executive order. There's only 2 genders.
Well, I never heard of another one.
I'm okay with people that want to be transgender, though. That's my thing. If you want to be transgender and you're an adult, just don't make me adjust myself to it, and don't talk to my kids about it. That's the problem. Like, they go in these schools, and there's certain places that they have the rules in the schools that say that they're allowed to talk about the gender with the children and not tell the parents. Like, that actually exists in some of the schools in America, and I just don't think that's, and you know what, by the way, I don't think it's okay for them to talk religion to my kids either in the schools. You know what I mean? You just leave that up to the parents. I mean, the parents still should have some say in what's going on, you know what I mean?
Right.
On what's going on with their kids, I would think. I mean, that seems fair enough. That's how it was when I was a kid.
Yeah, that was never, what is it? I don't know, something you just don't do.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying, like, because transgender, everybody gets nasty about religion, maybe they would think a little less of, but, hey, what if you're Muslim, or what if you're, Jehovah's Witness, or what, they don't need to talk to your children. Them are your children that you're raising your way under your belief status. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And transgender I feel it's in that same.
It shouldn't be involved.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. And they're convincing. And they talk about, there's so many people that have more. There's so many more transgenders in the world. And it's like, I feel like they're convincing them. There was one woman that went in front of Congress and said that she said when she was a little girl that she felt like a boy, or something, or maybe it was a boy that felt like a girl or something. No, it was a girl, I think. And they started giving her testosterone and stuff like that and all that at a young age. And then she regretted it. She said, I was, now looking back, I was just
confused.
My body was changing. All of a sudden, like, it was getting the attention of boys just being a girl, and I didn't like it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, she goes, it just, it's a confusing time. Your body's changing. You don't know what to do with it, So, I don't know, but that was one of the orders that he did. The other orders were sending everybody back to Mexico, clearly, and that's been going on. Like, I think they said 1,300, but now Mexico's saying that they're not accepting them. I don't know. What are we supposed to do with that then if they do that? You round them up and you don't have nowhere to take them?
I guess you open the gate, push them out the gate just like
That's what I was thinking. I thought go to the gate and just push them over. That's what I thought too, the same thing.
I don't know, man. It's still a humanity thing. I don't think you just
drop them in parachutes right out the plane. Just
don't do that.
Pepper the whole country.
Or you put a boat with a motor with just enough gas to get to the other side. I don't know.
I just don't. I don't know. I don't get where. I mean, what? I don't know. I think that's a part of that as being like, everybody's just being, just aggravated with Trump and his like tariff talks and stuff like that, and it's kind of like a way to stab at him a little bit or poke at him or something. I don't know. But it seems like everybody seems to be getting on board with everything he's got going on, no matter how crazy he gets. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. He went to, I think it was yesterday. Might have been the day before. He went to, I think it was Friday. He went to California. He went to North Carolina. And he's talking about getting rid of FEMA altogether. that their response is slow and this and that. But he's not saying not to do anything for anybody. He's saying that you put it in the state's hands, And like, there's people that make the argument, well, smaller states like, I actually seen one said smaller state like Rhode Island, well, if they have a disaster, they can't get the manpower. Well, it's not like we wouldn't come help you, but it's still, you know what I mean? It's still in your hands to like start setting it up. And, he said that what he hears most is like when FEMA comes into it in a place like Florida or North Carolina, the locals have to argue with them, which they know what's going on. It's their area, you know what I mean? And they're sitting there arguing with people from other states that have no clue what's going on there or what, especially you walk into a place like Louisiana when it flooded, you know what I mean? If you've never been there, how do you know like anything? Like it just doesn't look the same. You just don't know what it would. Yeah. You don't even know where the river was supposed to be, or you just wouldn't know anything,
Well, that's what I'm saying. You just get with the locals.
I mean, it seems like it makes sense, but I mean, I don't know enough about any of that shit. I know that he's just like throwing shit out there like left and right. And then they went to, when he talked to the mayor, did you see that? He was talking to the mayor he went and did this sit down. So he went to California. When he lands at L.A., he said he didn't want to meet with Newsom. So Newsom, the governor, is on the tarmac as he comes off the steps to talk with him, And, they were cordial. It seemed like they were cordial. And Newsom said, he goes, I look forward to working with you. I know you guys helped us out a lot during COVID when you were in charge and blah, 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 blah. And so then he goes, gets in a helicopter and flies around, looks at everything, comes back, and he sits in that fire station where they've got like their main fire station headquarters they're doing right now. And the mayor's there and all the different senators and everything. Everybody's there. And the mayor's, and Trump goes, the biggest thing, because he walked through the neighborhoods too. He said, is these families want to get to work on their houses and they can't get a permit. And they're telling me that it's 18 months before they can get the permit. Now, this is the permit to clear it. Like, so they're standing in there's a pile of rubble in front of them. They're not allowed to go on the property to get the rubble out of there, to start demo, basically. And they were told it would be 18 months to get that permit. And so Trump goes, when he was talking, when the mayor got brought, the mayor goes, we've expedited everything. Trump said, we got rid of any federal permits. Those are gone. He said, and I suggest you do the same thing. She said, I signed an order to get through the red tape, especially if they're going to be building the same thing. And then Trump goes, and we're not saying, go past inspections. We got to inspect things as they're being built, but there's no reason for the permit process to get, you can get started on it. So at any rate, he goes, but our biggest problem I'm hearing is that they're being told 18 months, to get in there and clear it out.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, no, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen 18 months. You got my word, that's not going to happen. He goes, well, I had 8 groups tell me that they were told that. And then the group said, we were told that last night. They told us that. And she goes, that is not going to happen. She goes, like, within a week, we're going to get in there and make sure that, everything is because safety standards and things like that about going in. And Trump goes, a week's too long. He said, they let them go right now. Let them go tonight and go start clearing their property. It's their property. There's nothing left. And in California, those are all slab ranches. They're not like basements or nothing. And there's nothing there but the slab and debris. Like, let them go clean it. Who cares? And then she said, well, we want to make sure that there's no harmful biohazard or anything like that in there, And Trump's like, "What? It's all been incinerated. It's what's just let them get going. A week is too long." And she goes, "Well, I think that's fair enough." And Trump goes, "It's not. A week is too long. you don't have your house, and you got to sit around for even a week waiting for somebody to say it's okay for you to get started. You know, it's just too long. And it was definitely took over. Everybody that was there took it over pretty good, you know what I mean? And then he started talking about the water, bringing the water in or whatever and all that stuff. And there was a lot of people that were like, seemed like they're on board with it, basically, you know what I mean? With the whole getting the permits pushed through and stuff. So hopefully that's what will happen. I mean, nobody's saying don't get building permits or whatever. They're just saying, I guess it could take like 3 years to get like an approval on a drawing when you draw up a, you know. That's wild, right?
I'm glad it's over there, not over here.
Well, I mean, how do you can't anybody put themselves in those shoes though? Like, could you imagine, like, your house is burned down, you just sit there for a week? It's just a week, just sit there. I mean, he's right, a week is too long. 18 months would have been, I mean, that's just, you'd move at that point. If it was 18 months, you'd just go, I'm out.
That's what the goal probably is.
For them to move out?
Fuck yeah.
You think so? They say, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you could be right. You could be.
You keep stalling that. That's like, well, Louisiana was a little different. They got, I don't know, they got the FEMA checks and stuff. They got started whenever they wanted.
Yeah, well, no, this is a California specific thing. I mean, they're ridiculous with
everything,
because everything's got to be green and this.
Right.
So here's the big thing, though. The one guy goes, I know you're going to put tariffs and this. I just suggest that maybe for building materials that, you know, we don't put tariffs on those for 3 years, you know, as they're building back in North Carolina. How about buy American fucking building materials? How about that? How about you take our tax dollars and buy American products to build your fucking house?
Probably cost 3 times as much. That's probably why.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're paying for it. What's the fucking difference? You know what I mean? No, I mean, it is. The problem is it's California. It's probably a lot of Italian marble. And, you know what I mean? It's like, that's the shit they're talking, really, right?
I don't know. I don't go to California.
I mean, yeah.
But you're talking like regular neighborhoods or the high-end neighborhoods?
Well, this was the Palisades that he walked. He walked the Palisades, and they're literally wanting to get started. He said that he ran in like 8 groups of homeowners that are just basically walking the neighborhood, looking at their houses and can't get started.
What I said. They're probably trying to starve them out, so they just get rid of their property. They probably want your property.
That's what Shay just said on here. Shay just commented and said that they want to build a smart city and get rid of it, get rid of them.
Oh, okay. I was on the other thing. I didn't see all the comments.
Yeah, because I mean, if 18 months, that's exactly what you would do. At 18 months, you would just go, to hell with it, I'm out. You know what I mean?
That was like FEMA when they went to Texas and other places, and they didn't like get started on their house, but then they resettled somewhere else. So they never came back. They just sold their property.
Yeah, a lot of people did that. And I was thinking about it, like, these are $20 million mansions in the Palisades and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're not homeless. That's totally different.
No, they are. But there are probably people that, I mean, you could imagine like somebody who retired, there's an 85 still living there, been in the house 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying the majority probably wasn't.
But not only that, it doesn't probably cost $20 million to build it back. They probably build them back for a couple million. Right. It's just that land where you're at. The location is what makes them so damn expensive. Right. I mean, none of them look like they were. I mean, maybe here and there you might have saw some pepper.
So you don't think there's going to be some price gouging?
There might be. That's possible.
You know there's going to be. They're going to say supply and demand. It's just...
Well, it's going to be hard to just find people to get to work out building that many projects at one time anyways, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Go to Cali and just build some houses for a little bit. just go do it, you know? Why not? If I was young, I'd go do something like that, you know? Why not? Just go work.
Right.
Get Keith, give you a couple Bobcats, drive down there and start clearing shit out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Get yourself a mobile home or something like that.
Yeah,
go
something.
Camp out.
Hell, a tent. Weather's usually good enough.
Well,
you know?
Hell no, I ain't doing that.
I don't know. I was just the whole thing like over there with that, and it's still on fire. I mean, it's still burning. They're saying it's going to rain now. They're worried about flooding, but I would imagine the rain would stop all that from going on. That would be my guess, anyway. Maybe, I don't know. But
any local shit going on?
Local shit? No, I don't know. All I see is Trump on the news. That's it. I mean, this was his first week in office, and he just went ham. He was like, "You can't be gay no more." He said you can't be gay. He said you can't.
Yeah, right.
He got rid of all the DEI departments too in the federal government, and then he wants to limit funding for any of the universities that we fund that have DEI in there, which is, what is it? Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I have no feelings about that, one way or the other.
No, none at all.
Don't give a shit.
I don't know. I feel like the problem is that you want them to be equal opportunity employers, but I don't think that once you get DEI involved, it's equal opportunity for me.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Like
leans it towards the other way.
Yeah, like Dylan's growing up. I mean, he's gonna have to go, hustle to get it, and then he's going to have the disadvantage that he doesn't have a race behind him to just get him include. It just doesn't seem fair to me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I do like that. It's merit based. Merit based is always going to give you better, spellers. I'm just, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the hell you do with that. I mean,
you got to look at her history, man, for real. You got to see if she's done good over there or not.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean,
don't go back so far as you're gonna look at her fucking spelling bee contest. I'm talking about what she's done in office.
Well, I mean, Philadelphia is kind of a piece of shit city in the most part. I mean, it's just run down, a lot of it. When I was there, anyways.
Well, you can say that about Chicago, Cleveland. You can say that about everywhere. New York, they're all run down. It's overpopulated. Well, New York and that's overpopulated, but.
I mean, it's overpopulated, I guess. I don't know. It's overpopulated with no employment. Why do places like that get so populated with no employment?
People attracted to people, I guess. I don't know.
Like Lorain, there was a reason Lorain populated itself. It was because there was jobs here. They needed They needed workers here. That adds up. I mean, this. Why you're in these cities that don't have employment, you know what I mean? That doesn't add up to me. I don't know. I have no clue.
Well, when it was populated at one time, and then you just keep multiplying by having kids, it just gets more and more populated, and that's all they know.
Is that city, you mean?
Yeah.
How come they don't go look for a job, though? Like, go find work like they did back? I mean, that's what they did when they came to Lorain. They traveled here to get a job. People showed up here to work. Same thing in Chicago. I know in Chicago, when it originally got populated, or Detroit, I think Detroit, actually, now that I'm saying it, they got populated because a lot of people from Mississippi and stuff come down because the work was there. They had all the factories and that, you know what I mean? And they weren't even.
Industry was huge.
They weren't even foreigners, you know what I mean? I don't understand why you stick around. I mean, they didn't stick around Mississippi when there wasn't no work. They went to Detroit and went to work in the auto industry.
Don't know.
I just don't get it. I wouldn't want to live like that. These programs they give them just enough to survive, and I guess they don't want to rock the boat, I guess.
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I don't travel to them places to see the inner works of them.
What else was his executive order? Oh, that was the big one of JFK files. JFK, RFK Jr., or RFK and MLK, all end in gays. But yeah, that's a big one. And then when he was signed it, he said, "Give this pen to Kennedy Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr."
So I heard somebody in the background scream, "Can I have that pen?" Did you hear it?
Did you?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear that.
I don't know if it was for that one. One of them he signed, and they was like, "Can I have that pen?"
Oh yeah, it could have been. Yeah. Well, he's signing stuff that because he got rid of he let all the January 6th offenders out. Which I feel like this is the problem, and this is my biggest thing is with the whole January 6th. The whole thing with them. The biggest problem I have with that is that is. Even if you bring it up at any given time, you get shunned on it. You know what I mean? Like they just everybody acts like you're being ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's our right to go. I mean, these were American citizens that were concerned that the election was a fraud. You know what I'm saying? The January 6th people that all got arrested. And they were protesting. They call it an insurrection, and I've said it a million times. In America, if it was an insurrection, there would have been some guns. You know what I mean? It's America. We've got guns everywhere. If there was going to be an insurrection, they'd have showed up with guns. They were there literally protesting. That's it. And then they have all the footage of them, like the Capitol Police just walking them into the Capitol building. Like
they said, there was like 27 FBI agents involved too.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, they talk about that too. But the thing is why as American citizens aren't we allowed to question it when we see something as dramatic as that many more votes being cast? I guess that's the biggest problem, is that the number one, and we'll probably get taken down from YouTube for even mentioning it because it's happened last week because we mentioned something about Facebook.
Well, you got a mouse in your pocket?
It was Facebook we mentioned last week that because of mentioning Facebook. But the problem is that the person in this country that got the most votes for president was Joe Biden. And the second most votes ever for president was Donald Trump. Something ain't adding up. That just doesn't make sense. I mean, Donald Trump is a pretty popular guy. You can see that. I can see but he's on the wrong side of the ticket. I mean, Obama, you're telling me Biden got more votes than Obama by, it looks like almost double on the charts that we look at. Like, I mean, we have that right. We should have that right to at least have that discussion. We should be able to protest. They didn't arrest anybody when they burned down the city over that George, what was his name? I forget what his name is now. Floyd. Mm-hmm. I mean, nobody got arrested for that. They're burning down the whole city. But yet we go and question something that just doesn't add up. I mean, it's a fair enough for us to question it. I mean, we should be allowed. In America, that's what we should be allowed to do. And that's where I like that community notes thing that X has now. That's awesome. That community notes, like if you post something up, nothing gets taken down, but you can click on the community notes of it, and everybody can give their opinion of it. You know what I mean? For the social network, for them to control what we're allowed to discuss and think about and wonder. I mean, but we should have every right in the world to question what our government's doing. We should have every right in the world to question an election if something just doesn't add up. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Trump won this election with less votes than he had in last election. How does that work out? How does that pan out? That's, you know what I mean? It's just we should be allowed to at least look at it and question it, is all I'm saying. Because
Joe Biden's followers was probably sleeping. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, it raises you got to be able to at least raise the question. You should be allowed to raise the question, is all I'm saying.
I think, that pardon shit, I think they're abusing it, both sides. I don't think it was meant for that.
I think it was meant for what Trump did.
Well, that's your belief, but I don't think. I think that they're just abusing it. But everybody is.
I don't think so. I think it's meant for Trump to get somebody who most people would view the January 6th all being politically arrested, basically.
Well, there's a lot more he pardoned other than that, though, too. But I'm
not
just saying,
really.
Yes, there was.
Okay, give them to me, because there isn't.
There is.
They're not. I'm telling you, dude. Trump ain't got his family isn't freaking done. Dr. Fauci isn't freaking done. Freaking, he has, all of them have been political reasons. All of them. All of them are based on political shit. It's ridiculous. Trump has not. No, Trump hasn't. No, not like Biden just did. Biden has.
Oh, I think that was totally. I'm saying both sides. I ain't saying Trump individual, anyways. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying both parties use that as a bullshit. I don't think it was meant to be like that.
Preemptive pardons. He pardons 9 members of his family that haven't been charged with anything. And Fauci. What was it, Elizabeth Warren too, or whatever?
I don't know.
I mean, come on, dude. This is crazy. I'm just
saying it shouldn't be used as a. I don't know what the hell it is. That I don't think it was meant to be like that.
If you think that there's a question in the election, okay. This is my opinion. If you think there's a question in the election in 2020, you lose the election to Joe Biden the way you do, and you believe wholeheartedly, evidence shows that there was got to be some sort of foul play. The numbers at least add up to where there's some foul play. You know what I'm saying? If you just look at the numbers, it don't look right. We have the right to question it. You go to the Capitol building and protest that, and you get thrown in jail, and then the same guy that you were there for gets put in office. You don't think he should immediately release those people that were fighting for him?
Yeah, but you're saying that's the only people he pardoned. That ain't.
It's a couple more. Nothing crazy.
He pardoned people on his first
Nothing crazy there either. Bannon is about the worst one. And that's not even, that was same shit. It's like political shit. It has,
regardless.
None of them were like freaking in collusion with the government.
No, I'm saying.
Or with other governments.
I still think that shit shouldn't be just so freely. You could pardon anybody you want just because you want.
Yeah. I mean, if you.
There should be guidelines on there or something. That's just too much.
I don't know. I like the presidents having that power. I think they should, because the problem is in a political. So you think everything
Biden did was good?
No, absolutely not. First of all, I think you shouldn't be allowed to preemptive pardon anybody.
That was kind of
to me. That doesn't make any sense. If you're not charged with anything, there's nothing to pardon.
I don't believe that should exist.
I don't either. I agree. I don't think. And in fact, I would argue that if you get charged with something now, it doesn't have anything to do with the pardons that you had. That's how I feel about it. I mean, you don't just get a blanket like that. That just doesn't. But other than that, yeah, I think that you should be allowed to right some wrongs that you feel that have happened. Absolutely. Especially January 6th is the big one for me. Is like those people were treated worse than the people that protested and burned down the cities. Like those people didn't even go to jail, and these people got 10 years for it. The only other one that I know that he got was a woman that was protesting an abortion clinic. She was literally sitting outside protesting an abortion clinic, and she has that right. You have that right. Why would she ever have been arrested? You can sit outside, and I think she had like 8 years she got. An old lady for freaking protesting at an abortion clinic. Not with the bomb, not with the gun, just sitting in. I mean, I agree 100% with that. Hell yeah, get them out.
But she had one of them signs. Was it spelled right?
It probably was. I'm guessing it was.
But yeah, I'm just saying that I don't know. I think that the way they're pardoning and shit is just too much.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, the thing is, if I'm president of the United States, I want to pardon whoever I want to pardon. But I'm not going to do it to people that aren't right. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want my legacy to go down that I pardoned somebody that didn't deserve it. Well, that didn't deserve it.
That not being charged, I think that was abusive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. It is abusive. Not being charged yet, I don't even think should be a thing.
Right.
But now him letting Hunter Biden off, his son, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'd have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing. I would have done the exact same thing. And I don't even know that. I guess my thing is with that is that I don't believe that Hunter Biden would have. I don't think they would have went after Hunter Biden as hard if he wasn't Joe Biden's son. I think Hunter Biden has done a lot worse shit than what he got charged with. I'm not saying that. but they didn't have him on that. They had him on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they had him on having a gun, all right.
Yeah, just dumb shit. Like I think that's okay. I'd have done it for my son. Fuck it, I'd do it.
I'd be go do your 3 years, motherfucker. You stupid. That's why I wouldn't.
I don't think it was more than 3 years, wasn't it?
Well, that was for the gun.
I don't know.
It's
what
mandatory 3 for the gun, right?
That's Ohio? Is that everywhere?
I would imagine. Well, it's got to be close. Whatever the mandatory is. You got caught with a gun. You ain't supposed to have one. You do that 3 years or whatever it is.
Right.
I'd be like, you sitting for that one. Fuck that.
Nah, I'd get my son off.
Well, that's you. I wouldn't. Like, you did it. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. If my son had a gun, I'd be like, good boy.
Yeah, if he was legal.
Well, what made his illegal?
Because he had a felony. Don't he got a felony?
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, why wouldn't he date charge? Well, maybe it was a state where he wasn't allowed to carry one. I don't know.
He was probably like...
It might have been fake and it was a bowl and he was smoking out of it or something. Crack.
It was one of those. It wasn't even a gun. It was one of those lighters that you light a crack bowl with the butane.
But he had a little tip on it with crack and shit. Little crackhead.
I mean, I don't know. I think that all I'm saying is I think that the January 6th is okay. Biden doing preemptive, I'm not okay with. I think the other thing is they said that Biden, and I don't know because I didn't see all the people he pardoned, but
what's if somebody like is like the diddied?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
He Biden.
You get Biden. I heard a lot of them were like freaking bad criminals, like not drug dealers, but like rapists and shit like that.
I heard something about that. There was like a group of real fucked up people that he pardoned too, and I'm like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, like people that were involved in sex trafficking and stuff. I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, some real foul shit. I was like, why would he pardon them like that? You could kind of look at the other shit, but why?
Yeah, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. I mean, doing the preemptive if you're worried, that they're going to come after, which is like what they did to him, which is what makes that so ironic. Like, oh, I don't want them coming after my family. And it's like, you went after, the problem with Trump is that his family's pretty clean. I mean, they're all pretty clean as a whistle. The one that that Trump thinks is bad is Don Jr. because he's like had some house parties when his dad wasn't home when he was a kid. Like that's his bad kid. I'd
have been the worst kid ever then.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like that's his bad kid. Like that's who he looks at. Like, oh, he's a little wild. You know what I mean? Like, no, he's not wild at all.
A dinner party when I was gone.
And the thing is, it was funny. This Don Jr. They did an interview with him, and he goes, he was so pissed when he came home because he came back early and he didn't know he was coming back, and he's got this big party jumping off, and I think it was in Trump Tower, and when he comes back, he says dad kicked everybody out or whatever, and the next morning he never mentioned it again. He hasn't never mentioned it since then.
Yeah.
He has never mentioned it. He yelled at him, and that was it. You know what I mean? Walk away from it.
I'd have been like, shit. Next week it's on, people. Shit.
No, he's got good kids. I mean, it seems like anyways. It seems like all of them are pretty good. I mean, Hunter Biden was a damn mess. But that's the other thing. Hunter Biden's over there doing deals, where he's sitting on the board of Burisma and stuff like that. All that shit's questionable.
Because I know he's got more that ain't in the public eye.
Trump?
Yeah.
There's Don Jr., Eric, and there's Tiffany, and what's the one you got the hots for?
What is their name? I don't know.
Ivanka. Yeah, I think that's it.
No, Ivanka's
and Barron.
Right? What's his wife saying?
Dude, did you see the memes? You talk about those memes they come out with. Did you see the Barron Trump memes? Oh my God. I gotta find one. I gotta get it posted. Dude, you will laugh your ass off.
That kid's like 7 foot tall.
They show Donald Trump and Melania walking in the White House with Barron behind him. Dude, he's like in the meme they have, he's like 18 feet tall. He's just like,
I seen that one. Kid's like 7, ain't it? And he like 7 foot?
He's 6'8", I think, is what he is.
Shit. Where you get that height from?
I know. Well, Trump's 6'3", I think.
Is he?
Yeah, Trump's pretty tall. 6'2" or 6'3", something like that. He's up there. He's pretty tall. But yeah, I don't know where he gets it, because then they showed the other guy. They showed. They're like, ever wonder who this guy is? In the inauguration, they're showing this guy who's like with Melania and this and that, and it's her dad, and he's like a little short guy.
Oh yeah.
So it didn't come from her. I would have thought, and maybe her mom was super tall. Maybe.
Matt, remember what shit? It was just a few years ago where he was next to him and shit, and he was a short little kid, and all of a sudden he had a growth spurt.
Oh yeah, he's grown. He's an adult now. Well, and you know what the thing is too. Now that he is an adult, like off at college and stuff, now they're showing like when Trump's out and about, Melania's right there next to him too a lot. You don't see her.
Yeah, her son. She ain't watching her son or whatever.
Did you see that outfit that she had on at the inauguration?
The hat.
The hat.
Yeah, everybody's talking about the hat.
Suit looked like a little gangster or something. I liked it. I thought it looked good.
Oh, she looks good. She's still pretty.
Yeah. My wife says, why is she always wearing hats that lower or cover her eyes, though? There's something going on. She's either got a hat on that covers her eyes or sunglasses. Is she might feel like her eyes make her look old or something.
No, because there's fucking spotlights on your ass all the time. I'm sure, like, when I come here and that damn thing's open, you don't want that damn sun or light in your eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. That she's always got them covered, though. She's right. I started looking through, and I'm seeing it all everywhere. Recently, not during the last term, but the pictures that are out right now.
Well, maybe she's had around and said, "Damn, I was so fucking tired of that damn flashing in my eyes, shit."
Well, I was thinking maybe her eyes are puffy from being awake all the time because she's with Trump now. Because that motherfucker don't sleep; he's just going 24/7.
She's
just trying to keep up. Her eyes are puffy. She's like,
probably in the other wing.
No, she's with him at show. They keep showing her with him all the time. Every time he's out and about, anyways, they show him. Not like in his Oval Office. I'm sure he's not in his Oval Office, but.
How old is she? She's pretty as shit still.
Oh, she's beautiful. I don't know how old she is. I have no idea. Yeah, she's real pretty. Definitely. I mean, she was a supermodel, right? Wasn't she?
I don't know what the hell she was.
Yeah, I think she was a supermodel on her own before she met Trump.
Yeah, but I'm saying for her age, she's got to be up there.
Well, I mean, look at Cindy Crawford is looking fine in an old age too. The one though that freaks me out, I've still never seen it's Heather Locklear, dude. That girl, like old as shit and still fine. Like,
I don't know about now.
Last time I seen her, she was still fine. I was like, man, what the hell is she doing? She sold her soul or something. I don't know. She was always like, I mean, at 50, she was fine for sure. At 50.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't too many women fine at 50. Shay said she's 54. Well, she's fine as hell at 54.
Who is?
Melania, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's 54. That's fine as hell for 54. Yeah, she looks real good. Beautiful first lady. Although I thought Jill was a good-looking lady too, actually.
For real?
Yeah, you don't think so?
Hell no.
For an old lady?
Hell no.
I think she's a good-looking lady. I don't think she's ugly. You think she's actually ugly?
I didn't say she was ugly, but I don't find her attractive.
Well, I mean, it's not like I want to go bang Melania either. You do. Hey, Trump, don't leave your woman alone with Gito.
Yeah, I got enough money for that.
She got all her own money, doesn't she? I mean, she was a supermodel. She probably had some money coming up, I would imagine. Not Trump money.
Was she really a supermodel?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Melania
or was she just a model? There's a big difference.
No, I think she's a supermodel. Yeah, as far as I know, yeah. I mean, when you're one of the richest men in the world, you don't end up with the model. Around. You end up with a supermodel.
Okay.
It's just the way it works. And then there was what about that? What's her name? The Bezos girlfriend? You see her?
Mm-mm.
Or wife? I don't know. It was his girlfriend.
I don't watch all that shit.
You didn't watch the inauguration?
Hell no.
Bezos shows up with this
supermodel.
She's hot. I forget what her name is. I can't remember her name. But she's got like a jacket on and a bra underneath. Like you could see like everything. And I mean, it was obvious. Dude, they freaking literally see Zuckerberg's going like this.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen a clip. Yeah. Yeah, he couldn't keep his eyes off.
Oh yeah, he's like right next to her, going, "Ooh, wow." All that money, you still want to look,
you see
huh?
when, like, when Bezos first started getting, money, and then he just, I don't know, he looked like 10 years younger.
Now?
Yeah, like he's in shape and stuff.
Yeah, like I think he got hair plugs or something too, didn't he? Or no?
No, he's still bald, ain't he?
When he first did it, he looked like he
looked older.
bald. Yeah, but he had hair though.
I don't remember him having hair, but he was he looked older than he does now.
I thought he had hair plugs back then or something.
I don't know.
Not now. I'm not saying now. I'm saying back then. Like he looked like he was maybe putting hair plugs in or
I
something.
don't know, but he just looked older back then compared to now. He looks better, way better now.
I don't know.
Well, you got money, you start wanting to live,
Well, not only that. Yeah, you do that. You do that. That's what Zuckerberg is getting into. That. Like, I guess he's been into like MMA fighting and doing that type of stuff now. I guess when he was on Rogan, he was talking about that.
Oh yeah, when they had that big thing about him and what's his name going in the ring.
Who?
What the hell's that guy's name? The other rich fucker. It was just a big old thing on Facebook and shit and clips.
Like who? Like Musk?
Yeah, Musk. It was him
was
and
it Musk?
Yeah. I guess one of them challenged one of them, and then there was just joking around.
I'm pretty sure Zuckerberg will wipe out Musk right now. I mean, he looked pretty good when I seen him on that interview.
They just showed all these clips of them too, like fake clips of them fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty funny.
Yeah, Zuckerberg, like he I don't know.
He's young, isn't he? And he's so young.
Yeah, semi. He's not as. I mean, yes, he's our age, I think.
Might be a little younger.
I don't think he. Well, maybe you might be right. He might be a little younger than us. Yeah, he's probably in his 40s. Probably, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I would say somewhere in that area. Because Facebook came out, 2006 or 7 or something, right?
How old is the other guy?
Who? Musk? I don't know. I don't know how old any of those guys are. I know J.D. Vance is like 43 or 44 or somewhere around there. He's pretty young. He actually would probably be if he runs for president, he'd be the first millennial president. If he were to get into the presidency. I mean, he seems like he's got his shit together, but when you hear millennial president, it kind of scares you.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
You go, millennials are running shit? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Didn't they just fuck everything up? This is like a great reset. Like everything that he's doing is just like a big, huge reset.
It's yet to be seen.
It is yet to be seen. And they already had, like, they put it, something, and it was in the Supreme Court. She said Zuck is 40. They put something in the Supreme Court already. They came after his order of, what was it? Oh, birthrights. I think that one the Supreme Court shut it down already. Like you're naturalized citizen if you're born in the United States. He said no, you're not, and they shut it down. So I don't know. I mean, I think the argument is the same argument you have. Like, no, just because you're born here don't mean you're a citizen. That was, I think, your argument you said, right?
Yeah, I don't believe that.
So the Supreme Court shot it down. So they're saying that you do get that, which I think what they were saying, that I was trying to catch up on that after I talked to you about that. I was trying to figure it out. And I guess they were saying that all started right before the 14th Amendment with like trying to like make sure that like slave kids are like, you know what I mean, basically American citizens once they get here and they don't belong. But I guess no other country has that. So that's kind of weird to me that you have to like.
Okay, you're a U.S. citizen, but what are you going to get in a nurse or orphanage or something? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but what if you get born here to an illegal immigrant? Or on vacation even. If you're just on vacation, then you can just come back here later. You know, that's where I mean, you could just come back with no like passport. You're just like, I'm a citizen. I'm allowed in the United States. I'm a citizen. And you were maybe never even here. You were born here on vacation and then went back to.
So you have dual citizenship?
Yeah, you basically would, I guess. But I don't know, but they shot it down. But I think that they're planning on still fighting it. I think,
But
from what I understand.
I don't know. That really doesn't matter to me either way.
It don't matter to you if somebody's a citizen. It kind of does a little bit. The only thing I worry about is like, what if somebody's a citizen who's not raised here, and they're raised in a culture of terrorism that's against the United States, and then when they become an adult, they just get to walk in, you know what I mean, without vetting or anything, you know? That's kind of the only thing I would have an issue with, which is, I mean, what just happened anyways. The last 4 years, they've just been walking in regardless. It didn't matter if they were citizens or not.
I don't know.
I would think that would matter somewhat. I mean, I think that's why he's trying to stop it. You know, and I think the other reason is
there's a lot of them born right now here. You know what I'm saying? With all the
I think, and not only that, I think there's a lot of there's a lot of backlash that they get because they're kicking the parents out. You know what I mean? Did you see the Haitian guy that said "fuck Trump"? Thank you, Biden. Thank you, Obama. Fuck you, Trump. You didn't see that? He got arrested.
I did.
He's like yelling out the window and stuff.
Yeah, he was like a terrorist.
They said he had 17 felonies. Everybody they're getting rid of right now are all criminals. I mean, they're all criminals, and that's. I mean, even Hillary Clinton was saying we got to get rid of the criminals. Well, round them up if they're and if they're Hillary Clinton did a.
I think you should slip some of the American criminals in there too. Shit.
I mean, that's what they did to us,
right? Yeah.
Was it Venezuela? They said emptied out their
prisons.
Yeah,
they said, fresh start, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they did to us. Why not?
It was like they flushed the toilet.
Could you imagine if they went to like Rikers and just sent them all to freaking Venezuela?
Yeah. Here you go. Start a new start here.
Fresh start. Here's a little cash. Have fun.
Yep. Tap on their ass. Boop. There you go.
It'll be like Scarface in Venezuela. They'll go in and just take over shit.
Yeah, that was a little much. We got a lot of damn criminals here now.
Yeah. We got 1,300 less. Is that what he got out already? 1,300?
That ain't a drop in a bucket.
And they did that in like 3 days.
Man, they better do it. They got to work harder.
They're gonna get backlash though, because I know that I've already seen some like in New Jersey. They're like, oh, they held a person who was a citizen, making them prove that they were, and it's like
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Shit's gonna go wrong. I mean. If they didn't deport you, unless you're like an American who's like in Mexico, like, what the fuck do I do now?
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's going to happen.
You better be making some phone calls.
Yeah. Did you see a lot of it here?
No, I don't.
I wonder, because I know like in 2020, when we reopened the patio, we had that group of like, it must have been 15 of them that were in here every day sitting on the patio drinking Coronas and Modelos. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. That group? None of them hardly spoke English.
They were a great crowd, though.
They spent money, man. They spent a lot of money when they were here.
They didn't cause no trouble.
No, they didn't cause any trouble that I know of.
No.
You know what I mean? Not that I know of. In fact, that one girl knocked over all their motorcycles.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, no police, no police.
Shit. Now they'd have left the motorcycles, took off running or something.
Yeah, well, with Biden in office, they would have been like, fuck that, call the police. No, I mean, yeah, I don't know. So we must have it, right? Because those people weren't Mexican, I don't think. I think they were other, like Venezuelan or something.
Look it.
And I'm pretty sure they were selling drugs. The money they were spending, they were selling drugs or something. They had to have been.
I don't care what they do. They wasn't causing any problems.
They weren't selling them here. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm assuming they were. I mean, they spent a lot of money, dude.
They might work hard. That's an assumption you shouldn't make on people.
Well, if you work hard,
you ain't gonna blow your money like that.
You ain't gonna just blow your money on that dumb shit.
That's us. That ain't other people. Don't be making assumptions. They weren't drug dealers.
I'm just assuming that they had
I'll tell you what, this week, as cold as it's been, about 4 houses down from me across the street, they had a group of Mexicans, probably, I want to say about 10. In that cold, how bad it was. They was siding the house, putting windows in it, built a porch. I'm like, these guys are crazy. Freezing.
They got to get as much money as they can before they get shipped back.
Yeah, I figured that. But I was like, what the hell? They had a woman on a break. She was doing it. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
They did. I thought it was just the siding and the windows. They did a new porch and they put that brick front on it. All kinds of.
From
shit.
what I've seen of Mexicans, they're hard workers. That we see out in the field, they work hard. They bust ass. What I've seen of them. But I mean, I've seen that in the Amish too. The Amish work hard too.
Oh, yeah.
The Amish are just like that. They hustle and
running.
yeah, they run. They work hard.
They ain't walking, dragging their feet to go get something out the truck. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where that ever came from. That was a stereotype, like the lazy Mexican. Where did that ever come from?
I don't know. I never seen it.
Did they used to be lazy or something?
Never seen it. I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
You think that was like the ultimate, like we started calling them lazy, and they're like, oh, lazy? What?
No.
You don't think so?
I think it was jealous Americans that called them lazy.
You think so?
Yeah, to make them look bad. Oh, they're lazy.
I mean, they used to have the yard signs that they'd put up of a Mexican like sleeping. Remember?
Listen, there's going to be, in any culture, there's going to be an exception to the rule. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a couple lazy ones laying around.
I got a good, since we're on the immigration talk, I want to go through the top 10 selling beers in America right now. We're going to check this next year, but I want to go through it right now. We're going to do it right now.
You want me to say it? Let me go through it first. Don't say none. Let me see if I'm right. If it's on the...
There's 10. I'll tell you what number they are when you go through them.
Mandela.
That's number 2 in America.
Corona.
That's number 8 in America.
Bud Light.
Bud Light's number 1.
Budweiser.
Budweiser's number 5.
Let me see what I have. Rolling Rock.
Rolling Rock is not on the list. That's garbage. Why would that be in the top 10?
Let me see. Coors.
Coors is not on the list, but Coors Light is. I'll give you that. That's number 3.
How many more do I got? A lot.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. You got half of them. You got half of them.
Zima. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I think it says a lot that Modelo's number 2, though, right?
Man, I've last couple years I've been seeing.
I see a lot of it.
Yeah.
I do see a lot of it. I still sell a hell of a lot more Corona here at this place, but
that's because you drink a lot more Corona. Okay, let me see where we're at. Bush.
Bush
Light
is number 7.
What about Bush?
Bush is not on the list.
Okay.
In fact, of all of them, the only heavy beers that are on there, well, I can't give you one of them.
Pabst. Is that on there?
Pabst Blue Ribbon is number 10. It just made the list. And you know what? As I was looking at that list, you know what I found out about that? It used to be called Pabst Premier.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I guess in 1893, so you don't remember it.
Well, I remember hearing it.
Oh, okay. In 1893, I guess there was a World Exposition in Chicago, and it won the Blue Ribbon.
Oh.
And that's why it's called Pabst Blue Ribbon now.
Yeah.
So that was pretty, that was number 10. So you got 4 more to go.
4 more.
4 more.
Miller Light
is number 6. Yeah. Yeah, there's no more heavy beers on the list.
So everything's light.
No more. They're not the next.
Ultra. Michelob Ultra.
Number 4. There you go. Number 4 is Mick Ultra. So the top 4: Bud Light, Modelo, Coors Light, Mick Ultra.
And that seems right.
And then Budweiser comes in with the heavy on the Budweiser. That's the first heavy. And then PBR and Corona are heavy. So you got 1 left. It's a college drink, bro.
Oh, it's got to be Guinness or something?
No. It's a college kids. It's them young boys. It's that Yee one.
Yingling?
No. It's what the poor kids drink. What do the poor kids drink?
Hams? Schaefer's.
Is it Hams and Schaefer's? Is that even around anymore? Do they still
know.
sell that shit? Hams.
I don't know.
Everybody in here should know. I think everybody knows what this one is. I mean, after I give you that hint.
Colt 45 or something?
Come on. It's not Colt 45. That ain't cheap. We're talking cheap.
The 40s were pretty cheap.
Not really. You're only getting
Prime?
40.
No, I'm just kidding.
Come on.
I know.
You. When I say it, you're going to be mad at you didn't know what it was.
Hold on. I got it.
It's number 9, too, by the way. This is number 9.
Oh, it's going to be hard. Nah, I ain't got it. Go ahead.
Natty Light.
Yeah, okay.
That's the college drink. Natty Light. So my question
never
is,
got that one.
do you think Modelo will drop? It won't be number 2 after he gets rid of all the Mexicans? Because when they come in here, that's what they drink every time.
Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to drop. Nope. Because people are starting to come on to that.
To the Modelo?
A lot of people are getting it now.
Yeah, Dos Equis was hot too for a little bit, but it's not even in the top 10, so that doesn't much matter. But yeah, that Modelo, it makes me wonder. When I saw it was number 2, I was shocked. I thought it was going to be Bud Light, Coors Light. That's what I thought. When I saw Modelo, I went, whoa, wait a minute, Modelo? And it's a heavy beer.
I would say Bud Light, Coors Light, Bud, and then Modelo. That's how I would.
In this bar, I stock the most Bud Light, Coors Light, Corona, then Miller Lite. That's it. That's what I stock the most of. Like, that's the heavies. I keep 4 cases of Modelo or like 4 cases of PBR. I do sell PBR quite a bit.
I did pretty good, actually, I think.
You did do pretty good.
Natural Light is
Natty Light's the only one you missed, and then you tried to put Guinness in there. No, what was the other one you tried to put in
Hams.
there? I had a
People
friend,
probably don't even know what the hell I'm talking about.
I had a friend whose mom used to drink that shit. Whoa. Oh, it's horrible. Rolling Rock's horrible, too. I don't know how anybody drinks that, but PBR is actually a really good beer. Yeah. Every time I drink it, I'm like, man, that really is pretty good. Yeah, I like it.
At first, that's all you stocked it for was him, pretty much, huh?
Yeah, but then Mark drinks it now, but Mark drinks it, he wants Stroh's, and it's like, ooh, that's horrible. My dad always said Stroh's is just shorts backwards.
Yeah, that was some weird beers when I was younger.
I just remember we drank as young kids Busch Light, but like Amanda's generation out, the young kids drink Natty Light. That's what they drink. That's what they like. That Natty Light is the college beers, get the most for your money. That's how Busch Light was. We get the most for our money.
Right.
Busch Light wasn't bad. I didn't mind it.
I didn't like it.
It didn't bother me. The Yee Yee boys still drink that stuff. What's his name drinks that? The guy that has the dump, your buddy. What's his name?
Joey?
No. That has the dump.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember his name.
Why can't I not think of his name right off the top of my head?
Was it? No, I don't know.
I can't think of his name. I feel bad. He has the dump with the dumpsters and stuff. He's loaded things for me and everything. I can't think of his name. But yeah, he has always drank Natty Light. That's how he is. He comes in with his dad. He drinks Natty Light and he splits a meal usually. Yeah. He's a saving money fool. Then he drives off in his Corvette. But hey, whatever. It does the trick. It definitely does do the trick. It gets you drunk. That's the whole point of it, right? I think all the beer after you start drinking, except I tried to drink, what was it I tried to drink the other, not too long ago, I took a drink of it, and it was unbearable. I can't. Oh, Miller High Life. I can't drink that. The champagne of beers, my ass. Oh, it's horrible. I just couldn't. I can't stomach it. I don't know what it is.
You know what? The guys that drink it are kind of extreme.
My dad, that was his drink. He would drink a quart of Miller every day. He would get it. Well, he wouldn't drink a quart every day. He'd probably drink 20 every day. But he would. Yeah, he'd get up in the morning and grab a quart of Miller on his way to work every day. That's how he'd go to work. He'd literally. My dad. This is how I swear to God. When I was a kid, my dad would get in a van in the morning. He'd go to the drive-thru, get a quart of Miller early in the morning as we're going, take 2 or 3 sips of it, open the door at a red light, puke out the door, and keep going. He had like ulcers or something. I don't know. That's how he did it. Dude, that was his everyday routine. I'm like, why is this dude still drinking beer? I don't get it. And he's still going. He's still kicking. He don't need no he don't need alcohol no more though, but
He don't drink no more?
no, hell no. I mean, he's in such bad shape. Like, he has a hard enough time walking, sober. If he had alcohol in him, he'd freaking be falling down constantly, breaking something.
You think maybe if he wouldn't have stopped, he'd have been fine?
It's possible.
I'm just kidding.
Well, they say alcohol thins your blood, right? A little bit of alcohol is not bad for you.
Wine, red wine.
No, even alcohol does. And I mean, everything. I'm a firm believer. Everything is good in moderation.
Not everything.
Well, most things I think are okay in moderation. I think.
We'll agree with that, but not everything.
Name something that's not
Crack.
Oh yeah,
Don't start your day doing a blast.
That's probably not good. That's probably not good. Yeah. No, I'm saying like the things they say are bad for you. I saw one of the restaurants is going to start frying with tallow fat now. Did you see that?
No, they should, huh?
I don't know. Well, Robert Kennedy Jr. says that.
Well, I've seen a lot of things on that.
That it's saying that it's
way healthier.
Yeah, they're saying the seed oil is the worst one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes sense when you look at our culture. Like, we've gotten so much bigger. I mean, in the 70s, everything was cooked with that shit.
Right.
And nobody was fat.
Remember the big old tubs of Crisco laying around?
Yeah. And at my house, you had Crisco, and then the other one was bacon grease, because you cook the bacon and pour it in the old Crisco container and let it set, I don't know. But tallow, that's like, Crisco was real soft. It was shortening. Tallow is like that hard shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying that you probably remember Crisco being around.
Yeah.
It was all over the place. Now everybody's like, oh, no, Crisco.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you fry like a pastry in that shit.
So good.
Flaky as shit.
So good.
Back to Crisco, everybody.
That's what everybody was saying, like, about us with the fish here, like doing the fish fry. They like, oh, you should do it like Henko's did it, because they did like a cracker breading. They did like the dustings. You could buy the dustings from when they make crackers. Like you can buy it like in bulk. You don't even have to bust the crackers up. You buy it in bulk. And I'm like, yeah, but it ain't gonna matter because you're not frying it in. They were using like lard, basically. You know what I mean? Like that's what made it so fucking good. You did put that cracker dusting on there and fry it in lard. I bet that shit was nice and crispy. And
I bet you, how much you think it'd cost to get lard instead? Shit, that should probably cost a lot
now. But if everybody starts moving to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they said that I forget what chain it is. It's a chain though that's gonna start doing it. Supposedly. I don't know. But I mean, everybody was thin back then. They could say what they want. People weren't dying of the health diseases that we are today. You can look at they say, oh, we're healthier and this and that, all these different things. You know what I mean? How, though? I mean, everybody's sick. Everybody's overweight. Everybody's unhealthy. In the 60s and 70s, dude, everybody was skinny as shit.
Watch videos of them on the beach. There wasn't a fat person out there.
No, everybody was thin. When I was a kid, like, it was rare that you seen anybody that was overweight. Like, when I was like 10 or 11, like, if somebody was overweight, that was just a rarity. You just never seen it. You know what I mean? And now it's like everywhere you go, everybody's overweight, and it's got to be diet, right? What else would it be?
McDonald's.
Well, McDonald's was around then too.
They didn't use the same shit they use now.
That's true, but I mean, it was around. I don't think it was like it is now, though. It's commonplace, I think, for a young family now to eat out. I don't think there's the bulk of families are 7 days a week cooking a meal at home.
No.
I don't think that's happening
No, not
anymore.
the bulk, for sure. It's probably a rarity. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think it's a rarity anymore. I think that everybody is just constantly ordering food or picking something up on their way home, and that has to do with the fact that
Two people got to work in the
two
house.
people are working. Yeah, that makes a big difference. That's another order that Trump put out too. If you stay home with the kids, I guess you can write off on your taxes the value of childcare. Like what childcare would cost, you can write that off on your taxes. That'd be huge, I would think.
Hell yeah. So what about that kid that
You're right, Chris.
my shit went off? What about that kid that played this weekend?
Oh yeah, he was good. The one
was
that we
his
just
name?
did the podcast with.
What was his name?
His name was Ethan Tim,
Ethan Tim.
spelled with 2 M's.
Yeah, I seen that.
That's why I said, am I saying that right? Should it be Timmy? No.
Timum.
Timim.
But that kid was, I don't get into that shit. I don't really, when I listen to them guys on that thing, I just don't it's not appealing to me. He was actually really good.
Yeah, he was real good.
I had told him too. I said, if you get real popular, he was on our podcast first.
He's making a living like that too. That
But,
Ethan
yeah.
Tim, like that says quite a bit. That you could just survive, and especially it's expensive to live today.
And then travel, gas.
Yeah,
maintenance on your car. Yeah, he's doing it.
yeah, he's making it happen.
And I'll tell you what.
But he's got a sugar
really
mama.
good. Yeah, that's what he said. Well, he didn't really kind of say it.
I said it.
He kinda insinuated it.
She's got a job.
Yeah, she's got a job.
He don't.
Right.
She's a sugar mama.
Right,
Period.
Right. Look at it any way you want. That's a sugar mama. But anyways, yeah, he really impressed me. Did really good. And I'm like, I don't get impressed.
He's a nice kid too.
Yeah.
I liked him. He seemed like a real nice kid. He's from Columbus.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. When he said that, I was like, Jesus, all the way from Columbus?
Yeah.
Last minute too, he got a hold of me. He's like, hey, I had a cancellation. I
So
know
he
you
got a
keep
hold of
talking
you?
about. Yeah. He's talked to me. I've talked to him like 3 times, and I'm just like, didn't really want to plan anything in the winter for him because I wanted to put him out on the summer on the patio. And then he said, but I had a cancellation in Cleveland Heights or whatever, and I'm like, all right, fine, we'll do it.
Was he in the area though, or was
No, he was in Columbus when he messaged me. He said, I go, what the hell? I mean, if I'd have known that, I probably wouldn't have suggested he drive all the way out. I would have felt bad, especially having him come in early and do the podcast.
Yeah, coming in an extra hour early.
Yeah,
buddy.
right.
Take some more of your time.
Where are you coming from?
Yeah.
California? You're going to have to get an earlier flight.
Right.
No.
Yeah, we need you here earlier. No, he did a really good job. And I was like, the place wasn't that crowded that day. And I was like, man, I just wish he'd have got more.
Yeah, we'll get him here in the summer. We'll get him here in the summer. But I mean, he's played at Put in Bay already.
Yeah, he said all that. Yeah.
Kelly's already. So I mean, he's getting his rounds.
Right.
He's making his rounds. And now he's been on Ohio's Funniest podcast. So that's got to help him out.
Right.
That's going to help.
Hey, I told him too. There's listeners in Germany. He might get a call to go to Germany.
Would he go? He probably would, huh?
Yeah, he'd probably drive.
Yeah, he might. It's possible.
Nah, he was a good kid.
Yeah, he seemed like it. He said that his wife has been with him since they were young or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why he's a good kid. All of us that are assholes, some stupid bitch made us an asshole. That's what happened. That's the truth of the matter. Nobody wants to admit it, but that's the truth of the matter. When you meet her when you're young like that, and she ain't, when she dumps him, he'll be an asshole. Whenever that happens, when the breakup happens, he'll turn into an asshole.
Yeah, we're just naturally born that way.
Naturally, what? Bitter? No.
Nah, he was good. He was really good.
So what for the week? What was your favorite? What was your favorite Trump thing he did this week?
Got off the damn TV.
He ain't done that. That ain't happened.
Yeah, that's when I turned it off.
Oh.
I don't listen to all that shit, man. That's too much. I thought this shit was gonna be over with when he got in. Now we just gotta sit and wait
and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's all you can do. What can you do?
I don't know.
There ain't nothing you can do.
They sent Marco Rubio went down to Panama already too.
Yeah.
Marco Rubio got confirmed, and so did that Pete Hegseth that everybody kept saying wasn't going to get confirmed. He got confirmed too. So his people are getting confirmed, so that's a good sign. But that Panama Canal thing, I didn't realize how I didn't realize what a big play that is over there. I didn't realize that. We should have never gave that away. I didn't know it was that important to us. I knew it was for shipping. I understood that. But
I forget how many miles they said it saves.
It's a ridiculous, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize our military goes through there too. So if we ever went to war and China's running it, we're screwed. We can't take our military ships through there. That's not acceptable.
Well, then I guess at that point you blow it up, huh?
I mean, we built it.
I don't know that. Why would China be in charge of it? What do you mean?
That's what's China's the one that's basically China's taking it over, I guess.
Oh.
I guess Panama's not really running it now. China's been running it, and it's like,
and we built it.
and we built it. Yeah, we lost lives building it. We put out ridiculous. That's the most expensive project we've ever done, I think they said.
And what's going on with Canada?
I don't know what's going on with Canada. They're not going to do nothing. They're not going to they're not going to be Americans.
No, I wouldn't.
That's never going to happen.
I thought that was a big joke in the first place. I never thought that was serious.
No, it was. At first, what happened was the way it went down was he was in a meeting with Trudeau, and Trudeau said that he's going to have to put tariffs on, or Trump said he's going to have to put tariffs on him. And Trudeau goes, if you do that, you'll kill our economy. He goes, that's not my problem. Then maybe you should become a state. That's how it.
Yeah, it was a big joke.
That's how it all originally got brought up. But I mean, it brings it a point. Well, I mean, if they're and I didn't realize that we were sending them money on top of that too. Like, I didn't realize that we're giving them subsidies on top of the fact that we're giving them money. We're supporting them, and our military is protecting them, which it has to. I get that. We have to protect Canada. We can't let Russia or China be in Canada no more than we could let them be in Cuba. You know what I mean? You can't allow it. You just can't. So you have to protect them. You have no real choice in that matter. But this whole them being a state thing, I think it'd be great. I'd love it. I'd love to be able to jump on the boat and just like it used to be, where you could just go across to Leamington, go visit. You know what I mean? I could get to Canada faster than Put in Bay from where I'm docked. That's how close it is. And there's like a nice little town over there called Leamington.
No way you can get permits to do that?
You could get you gotta get passports and all that stuff now. They're like, Canada's assholes. They treat us like we're Mexicans trying to come in and with criminals. Like they treat us worse going into Canada than Biden was treating Mexicans coming across the border. They make it a big deal. Like, we're like, I don't understand why they're so worried about Americans coming in.
If you cross that imaginary line on the lake, boy, they'll be flying up on you.
Oh, yeah. They don't play that game. Yeah, they'll come up. You're supposed to have a flag, too. You know, like, you should have a flag if you're going into Canada. You should have an American flag on your boat. You should.
Well, you ain't supposed to go that far anyway, right?
No, you're not allowed unless you have, a passport and all that. Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do it. Yeah, you got to have a passport. Everybody that would be on the boat would have to have a passport and all that stuff. I don't know.
I don't know how that works. I never went that far.
Did you know that's where the saying "true colors" comes from?
Yeah, probably from the pirates switching up on you.
They would. The flags. They would. You wouldn't know what like they would come in without their real flag until they were ready to engage in war, and that's when they would show their true colors. That's where that came from, I guess. Back in the day, that was how they would sneak up on you.
Yeah, I could have probably figured that without knowing.
I wouldn't even have thought about it. How's that? I never even understood where half of those things, dude. You use them your whole life, and you never think about where they came from. You know what I mean? Half of them are that's just how they are. I don't know. I just the whole transgender thing, saying there's only two genders. I don't like that. I don't care for that.
What do you mean?
I don't care for it. I don't like it.
What? There's more genders?
I think that I'm not okay with you teaching my kids that they can be whatever gender they want. I'm not okay with schools.
No, there is only two genders. I don't know. What are you talking about?
Nah, there's transgenders that exist. I mean, to say that something that is obviously there doesn't exist is just foolish, I think.
No, there's two genders. I don't know what you're talking about. I still don't know what you're talking about. There is only two genders.
I mean, how do you explain people that were born with both parts then?
That's hermaphrodite or whatever it's called.
Hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite.
But
that's a exception to the rule. Like I said, there's exception to every rule.
I get that. But adults wanting to do that, I don't think that. I have no objection to allowing an adult like Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, if Caitlyn Jenner. She's definitely transgender. I mean, there's no question. I mean, I think he kept his penis, but he's got fake tits and shit. Like, he's definitely transgender.
No, you look up in the dictionary or any medical thing and it say what gender. There's only two. There's not two and a maybe.
I get that, but there's lots of things that exist like that aren't there.
Okay, it should be called something else, some other made-up word, but it shouldn't be gender.
Well, what's the difference what the word is? It's something else. It is clearly something else. What's it matter what the word is?
It's not a gender.
That's like saying you call somebody mentally handicapped instead of retarded. Either way, you're saying the same goddamn thing.
Well, you're retarded. There's only two genders. There's only two genders. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I don't think I'm okay with the government stating that there's only two genders.
That's
I'm not
the
okay
only
with
thing
that.
I'm okay with what they're saying right now.
That's the only thing?
Right now, yeah. That's the only thing I'm like.
Sending the Mexicans back? You don't like that?
Not really the Mexicans. The other ones, yeah.
What about what was
the
other
illegal
one?
Mexicans, yes.
Well, that's what they're talking about. Illegal. It's only ever been illegal.
Okay,
that's
go ahead,
it.
go ahead.
It's all only ever been.
Okay,
illegal.
that and genders. Go ahead. There's only two.
What
genders.
about JFK, RFK, and MLK?
That's just releasing stuff that should have been released. That ain't
should have been
right.
forever, but nobody will do it.
How many years is it where they hold stuff and then all of a sudden it's okay?
Do you think
to release?
anything's gonna even come out, or is it like we mostly know all of that?
You listen, we mostly know all that, and most of the people that was involved are dead, if not all.
Well, yeah, I get that, but are we gonna get? Is there gonna be some big shocking thing?
Nah.
Like they say that the driver shot JFK and stuff
even
like
if
that.
It is,
you hear all these crazy stories.
That's what I'm saying. If it comes out, we already heard it. It's not going to be as shocking as what people think it's going to be because we already heard all these theories.
Yeah, theories.
So if the driver shot him, they'll be like, "Oh, yep, the driver did shoot him." It's like you're not going to be. It's just not going to happen.
Well, my thing is Lyndon Johnson. That's the thing that really
that's pretty fucked up.
It's real fucked up because that Mac was in his office. When he says that about Mac, that guy was in. That was like one of that was like somebody that was tight in there in the Kennedy administration. In fact, if you watched the movie 13 Days, have you ever seen that movie? It's a good movie. You should watch it. It's about the Cuban Missile Crisis and how Kennedy handled it, and it's showing like the White House and what they're dealing with and how they're trying to force them into war.
Well, the thing about that, the Kennedy thing, I would want to know more. And I don't care about the details, but I want to know why.
Well, we all know why. It's about going to war with Cuba. That's what it all boils down to. That's what everybody kind of that's the general consensus. They wanted to go to war with Cuba bad. Russia had put missiles in during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the powers that be wanted to go to war. They wanted to go in and invade Cuba and take it over essentially, and Kennedy didn't want to do that because, well, for one, there was super amount of missiles there that could reach anywhere in the United States with nukes. They had nukes on them. They were all nukes. Like, they could have nuked the United States within 5 minutes. Like, they could have been hitting us within 5 minutes, and Kennedy did not want to take that chance. He just wanted that whole thing to go away, and he did some back deal negotiations with Russia to get it to go away. Well, in that movie, they show the guy Mac. They show him in there, and then they also have that footage where they say Mac, is the one that assassinated Kennedy on Johnson's orders. You know what I mean? And the one audio tape that they put out, like whatever that was, like in the 90s or something, I forget when it was. But I mean, if that's true, I mean, that's a big deal that Lyndon Johnson, like president of the United States, like took out another. I mean, that's a big deal. I
just don't think it's going to be that shocking to people right now.
That he did it? If that was the case, you don't think that would shock the world?
No.
Really? Huh.
Because look, right now we're talking about it, right?
Yeah.
And it ain't came out yet, right?
Yes.
So it's not going to be that shocking.
Because we all know it already. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I don't think it's going to be as shocking as what everybody thinks it's going to be. Like, it happened. You know, it's wrong. It happened.
Yeah. That government, though, man, what the shit that they do.
The cover-ups and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's worse then than it is now. I honestly believe that. Because they just didn't have to answer to anything. There weren't cameras.
Right.
You know
it's
what
hard
I mean?
now, cameras, but then, you know.
They still are hiding it. There's no question.
Yeah, they're hiding shit. But anyways, I just don't think it's going to be that shocking.
All right. So you don't care about that much either?
Not at this point, no.
Okay. All right. The MLK thing? I didn't even know we were worried that MLK. I didn't even know until I read that book, Chaos, that the government thought that he was, you know, bad for America, basically.
Who?
Yeah, I'm not live on YouTube, Chris.
Who was bad for America?
MLK.
Oh.
The government, the CIA thought that he was like spreading communism, basically. That's what they believed, that, you know, with him. I didn't know that until I read that book, Chaos. I mean, probably a lot of people knew. I guess I just didn't. Right. You know what I mean?
And that's like us. We're not into that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, not until I read that book.
Even the ones, I bet almost everybody in Congress all know the whole truth. You know what I'm saying? Word for word, detail for detail, fact
some of the old timers, for sure. Yeah, some of the old timers.
I think all of them. When you're in that thing and you're in that environment, I believe they got more knowledge than we do.
Yeah.
As the public.
Yeah, probably.
So what I'm saying is they probably already knew all that shit. It's not going to be shocking. Ain't nobody going to go, oh, it's just not going to happen.
But then why did they not release it? That's the key. That's the biggest thing is like, why not release it?
It's a time thing. Like now it's so outdated. You know what I'm saying?
It is, but you have people that are legacies of that, like Robert Kennedy Jr. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. You know what I mean? Like,
but what has he been saying through this whole thing?
He's always said the CIA killed his dad, and
so that's like I said.
Yeah, he's always said that.
He knows every detail.
Oh yeah, he knows for sure, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. They all know.
He has to know. He probably doesn't have the proof, but he probably knows for sure what happened.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's got the little insight where people come and tell him what exactly happened and factual, not just, you know, guessing.
Yeah, and he's been in that politics his whole life.
Right,
and
born into that shit.
Yeah, he was, exactly.
He knows exactly what happened to his dad.
Yeah. What else did they do that? What else are you against? What else did he do? I forget what else he did. That he did executive orders. He signed a shit ton of them.
Yeah, I didn't look into that shit. All I'm saying is the two genders.
You're down?
Huh?
You're down with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Two genders only.
There is only two genders.
But why
would you have to? This is what kills me, is why would you have to go there and put it in, like, pretty much law that there's only two genders, when that's not even a question. There's only two genders.
Well, what he did was he said the federal government recognizes only two genders. That's what he said, that they recognize
and as
only
a personal
two genders.
thing,
I guess I could get on board with that, because no matter if you're living your life as one or the other, the government should be able to know exactly what you are. You know what I mean? Like,
and
that should be recognized.
I don't care what you end up doing. I don't think you should be going into a girl's bathroom if you was a man, period.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to
I don't see anything.
recognize two genders is how it's going to work.
I've never been against having a third bathroom. I think that's always a good idea. I don't think that would hurt to have a third.
Yeah, like you said,
single
at the mall.
stall.
Remember how they had that one at the mall?
The family bathroom, they call them. Yeah, they have them in a lot of places.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's okay to have that, and I just don't think that there's anything wrong with being transgender.
Yeah,
if
that's
you
just
choose
being
to do
different.
that,
That's fine.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, by like laws, I think there's two genders, and that's it.
And then what about him telling everybody to come back to work?
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, he made every federal agency, they're all like, most of them are working from home. Meanwhile, our government is paying for these buildings
that are sitting there empty. But we're paying the utilities in them, we're paying the mortgages on them, all this stuff. And all the workers are working from home remotely, probably not working very hard. You know how that works. Yeah, they got that little remote thing that moves their mouse.
Yeah, the jiggler. Yeah, the mouse jiggler. Yeah, he said that everybody had to be back in the office. That was another one that he signed.
Yeah.
That everybody's to be back in the office. I mean, I feel like
yeah, I think that's more of a professionalism.
It's and I think it's if as a federal worker, I think it's a duty you owe to the citizens. They should see that they're doing it, and you should be somewhere for them to go, and some way to, I agree with that 100%. With that whole thing, sending them back to work, like in the office, I do have a little bit like where my brother-in-law, I know, like I think of that scenario, but I mean, my brother-in-law was unique. Because Amazon did it to him. Amazon put him remotely and then said, nope, you got to come back in the office. Mm-hmm. Well, after they did that, they moved it from West Virginia to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, that's a little fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, he's already in a house, like working from home, like, and I get that, like, but I mean, he luckily, because of their HR department, he's allowed some time because he had that cancer and he has his doctors and all that, so they had to allow him time for that. So he got a little extra time out of it, but I mean, it just, I don't know, that I see that part of it.
Well, that's like if you was working just like you was doing construction or something, you got hurt or whatever, you would have time off, but you would eventually have to go back anyway.
Yeah, but they moved them all permanently remotely. Indefinitely remote. It's what they did. So then,
is that going to affect him? Is what it is.
He's going to have to go get another job eventually. Whenever they tell him he has to come in, and his
it's fucked
being
up.
On cancer and all that,
another
he's going to have
state
to,
or something.
Yeah, I mean, that was. I thought it was a ballsy move when he did it. I was like, that's kind of crazy, but I guess you can if you're remote. You can live anywhere in the country, but I mean. And he won't. I don't think he'll have a problem finding a job that's comparable. You know what I mean? I don't think that'll be an issue. But I understand that could be some of what's going on in Washington with some of the people that are working there. You know what I mean?
I don't feel sorry for him. Go to work. I'm not going to be like, oh, man, he's got to go to work. No, go to work. Go punch in.
He declared a national emergency on energy. That gives us the more right to drill. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm cool with that.
You're good with that one too?
Yeah, go ahead.
He rolled back energy efficiency regulations.
I'm cool with that.
He withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord, which he had withdrew from that last time, and then Biden just put us right back in it.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Well, the problem with that one is that the whole thing is about fixing the climate or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't want nothing to do with that.
Being environmental friendly, which is a great thing, and it's what's wonderful, blah, 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 blah.
Whatever.
The problem was we were paying to the Accord, like, I think they said $200 million. China's paying $39 million. They're doing way more polluting. They got triple the people we got. Why would they be paying? They might have 4 times the people we have. Why would we be paying more than China?
Well, you see, when they used to, you know how we dig and then we put all our trash in a hole and then we bury it and kind of treat it, and then, years later it's okay. They push it straight in the ocean.
China does?
They used to.
Really?
I don't know if they do now.
I don't think they've changed anything. I think they're doing the same.
And then they burnt a lot.
We used to do well. That's the whole thing because they don't do anything. Like they don't do any of that.
There's
stuff.
no restrictions.
No, they don't restrict anything, and then we're supposed to be a part of this.
That's something that we probably don't know much about either. So I don't know about commenting on it.
I know that we shouldn't pay 5 times more than China does when they have more people and they pollute more than we do. I mean, that's just fucking that's just common sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do not dump our trash in the ocean.
We used to though.
Everybody.
I don't know about the ocean, but I know they did like the oil in the rivers and stuff. They would squeegee it right into the rivers and stuff. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, what was that one thing? That's why the laws were changed. Wasn't it in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fire. Yeah.
But you know, from what I understand, the fire that changed everything in '69, it was a timing thing. That fire was nothing. It wasn't even the biggest fire in Cleveland. And New York and Chicago and all them had caught on fire too. It was just that ours was the last straw. And that was the invention of the EPA, actually. Yeah. That's when it actually came up.
Cleveland. No, but we need them regulations for real.
Yeah, we did. No, there's regulations that are needed. There's no question there is. There's also regulations that don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example that affects us. The fish in Lake Erie. When the commercial fishermen go into Lake Erie in the United States, they're not allowed to use a gill net to fish. But they are in Canada.
Right. Then over an imaginary line.
Over an imaginary line in the same lake with the same fish, they're allowed to use a gill net. And guess what happens? We buy all our fish from Canada.
Because
all our Lake Erie perch, most of it comes from Canada because they can catch them easier than we can. Because they're using gill nets.
Well.
So, I mean, that's the kind of shit that doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
all that shit needs to be gone through. But...
So, I mean, that's just one simple thing that I do actually know about. Right. I mean, I'm sure there's a million ones that, you know what I mean, that don't. He also withdrew from the World Health Organization.
I don't know about that one.
You don't know about that one?
There's got to be reasons. Okay, go to the next one. That one, I don't know.
You don't know about that one? Halt the leasing of federal farmers, wind farms, offshore wind farms.
I don't understand.
I don't know either. Halting the leasing of federal waters for wind farms. I don't know what that means. Eliminate environmental justice programs. It says across the government, which are aimed at protecting poor communities from excess pollution. That doesn't sound good.
We'll just pass on that one. I don't know about that one.
I don't know if I'm going to go on that one. Yeah. So now we can just like dump our trash into poor neighborhoods.
I'm fucked.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What else do we have? He wanted to rename the Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America.
We know why.
We have heard that. Is that true, though, what they're saying?
I would imagine it is.
I mean, would that... I don't know how that works, because you're right. We've been told that supposedly Biden halted drilling for oil in the Gulf of Mexico.
Right, so if you change the name and it ain't the Gulf of Mexico
now it's the Gulf of America. Right. But it's still the same Gulf. I wouldn't think that would matter, but that's funny if it's true.
But you know what? If it's... That's how all law is. You know what I'm saying? It's by technicality. So if he changes it, it probably would be legal. Let's start digging.
He started the Department of Government Efficiency.
I like that.
I do like it. I do think it's a good idea.
I don't think there should be a different group in there.
But it's one of those things. It's like it's kind of like this is how I felt about it. I don't know if we're paying Elon Musk or anybody on these committees. I don't know.
In any committee.
But To me, it doesn't seem like the way you solve government spending is to start a new program. It's kind of like when Amanda says she's going to go to the gym, and I buy a gym membership, and then she goes to the store and buys new workout clothes and workout shoes and all that stuff, but doesn't go anyways. Like, it's the same thing, right?
You know,
like,
she listens to this,
I do
right?
know she listens.
Okay.
But I mean, isn't it like the same sort of deal? Like, it's like you're spending money to. Maybe it works. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know if we're spending money for
and
that.
Another thing is like for you to stop on your way home to get her an outfit or something.
Instead of going out and doing it.
To get to it, you know.
And then he's the only flag allowed to be flown on in a federal building is an American flag.
Well, I don't even understand why it wasn't.
I don't either. But they were doing like rainbow flags. And,
yeah, see.
They had Ukrainian flags up at some places.
And then another thing is that I ain't gonna get into that one. Go ahead.
What? No, come on.
No.
This is where the gold is. It's that stuff you don't want to see.
Yeah, I ain't going to. Go ahead.
I don't even know how many other ones. He took a bunch of security clearances away from a lot of different people. They lost their security clearance. He took away protection agencies or security details. He took that away from Fauci, I know for sure.
Well, he probably should have. Yeah, I agree with that one.
He's like, just because you work in the government doesn't mean you get a security detail the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's what, presidents and shit.
They said, are you going to feel bad if somebody assassinates Fauci? He said he made a lot of money when he was here. If he's worried about it, he can go get his own security detail. I mean, he's not even an elected official either. So I don't even know why we would protect him. I get why, because he's pissed a lot of people off. I mean, that's the only reason. But I don't know why
we should pay for it.
Yeah, why the government should pay for somebody that wasn't even elected. He was just tired.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, he made a lot of money.
He signed something to review the investigations of the Biden the actions of the Biden administration.
But it doesn't matter.
Him.
They can't be arrested.
Well, I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. When you start looking at prosecutors like Letitia James, I think she could be. That Letitia James that went after Trump, I don't know. I think they can be. I think they could get in trouble, I think.
What if she just got pardoned too? What if she was one of the ones in the pardon?
I don't think she was, but she might be. I didn't hear that. I would have recognized Letitia James's name. Yeah, he's been a busy man. That dude don't fucking stop.
Well, still, he ain't changed my opinion. The ones
about what?
The ones I really think is done.
So the only one that you're on board with is really just two genders?
That. I'm just saying that was the one that stands out the most to me, and I agree with 100%.
I don't give a shit how many genders is. I just don't want you to tell my kids.
Well, then you do care.
No, I don't. Because when you're an adult, do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
I also don't want you. I also don't want you in school telling my kids that it's okay to smoke pot.
Okay.
Which is what goes on. I mean, every video out there. This is the thing that kills me. This is what aggravates the shit out of me. If you go on YouTube or TikTok or there's a million videos out there that'll tell you how good hemp is and weed is and all these wonderful. It's the fucking miracle drug. This thing. There's nothing better than marijuana. Just ask anybody. There's nothing better. You try to tell your kids you don't want them to do drugs like marijuana, and they're like, "That's not a drug. That's like great for you. It's good for you. It's natural.
Right.
It's
a natural herb.
Right. So is taking a shit. Yeah. I mean, what's that matter? So regardless, I don't want them telling the kids that that's okay either. I don't want them to tell them that stay out of that. Let me raise my own goddamn kids. But once they become adults, that's on them. Whatever they want to do, that's adults making decisions. If they want to walk around living their life as a woman or a man, that's up to them.
Yeah, but I'm saying just in the medical field, you bring a person in, and it's what? There's two genders. What is it? Male or female, right?
Yeah, but then why not be allowed to go to my gynecologist?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's just so it's imaginary. No, there's two genders. There's only two.
I mean, okay. I mean, yeah. I technically, Technically.
That's what we're talking about. Technically, there's only two genders.
That's saying the federal government. But I mean, to just say somebody, we're not going to recognize you. I mean, people do feel. But the problem I have with it is more that at 13 years old,
right,
you don't know what you feel. We all felt a little fucked up about where we were in life. You know what I mean? Like at 13 years old, you don't know shit. You don't remember just like trying to be cool or like, what am I supposed to do? Like, is this a nice outfit? Or you thought you had a nice outfit and you go to work or school and you get made fun of. You're like, fuck that outfit. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know where you fit in yet. You know what I mean? It's just you're going through different things at that time when you're a kid. And
okay, so if you went to
and then you could say, I'm a girl, and all of a sudden there's this whole community that's like, oh yeah, I'm on board. She's a girl. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, if you went to a drag show,
yeah,
and you're gonna go to a drag show, just say you and your wife went to a drag show. Who cares? And
I mean, I care. I don't want to go to a drag show.
Anyways, so if you look up, you're gonna be like, is that women or men? No, you know they're men dressed as women, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's two genders. So they're men.
But the problem
when you're sitting there, you know they're men. They're not women.
The problem is they're admitting they're administrating.
Yeah, drag is different.
Estrogen and stuff like that, testosterone to kids when they're young.
Yeah, no.
So then that's what I'm saying. That's where the problem is when they're doing it without the parents' permission. Personally, I don't even think you should let the parents decide that. I don't think the parent should be allowed to let you cut your weenus off
till you're 18
and give you estrogen and replacement drugs.
But then by then they say
any more than they're allowed to give you cocaine. I mean, I don't think they should be allowed. Those are life-changing decisions that they shouldn't be allowed, that are irreversible changes, too, on top of that.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with you.
I mean, that's where it stops.
There's a couple out there, I guess.
That's where my problem lies with it. Once you become an adult and make your decisions, that's up to you. I mean, if you feel like a girl and you're 30, then you probably are a girl. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I just don't want you to feel, when you feel like a girl at 13, you know what I mean? That's like Stephanie, my cousin. When she was a little girl, she loved to play with trucks, so should they have made her a boy? She's the girliest girl I've ever met. Dylan loved pink when he was a boy, or when he was a little boy, but he don't like it now. You know what I mean? Like, and these people take these little signs that you know what I mean, and like
run with it.
All of a sudden they change these children's lives.
They run with it with scissors in their hands too.
Yeah, chop chop, motherfucker.
I don't know that. I'm saying I agree with him on that one. That's all.
All right. That's the one where he sticks his hat. There's only two genders. Oh, and then I saw that he signed an executive order that we're allowed to say faggot again.
No,
I'm making that one up. No, I did see that though. Somebody did put that on a
People
thing.
Are saying all
they showed it like him
shit.
Signed it and says they're not allowed to say faggot again. Like it's a mess, dude. It's like I don't know. It's funny though. The things that he's doing. This is the end of the day. You got people that are trying to say it's racist and this and that. The end of the day, your dad's Hispanic, my dad's white, my stepdad was black. Those men that we grew up with, these are the thoughts they had. They felt the same way. He's just doing normal common sense shit that grown ass men do. That they've tried to eliminate from the masculine. You know, masculinity is a horrible thing. No, it's a good thing. You need feminine. You need masculine. That's what you need. You know what I mean, in the world.
Or what about in between?
No, we don't need anything.
That's right. There's only two genders. All right, I'm out, man.
You're out? You can't talk no more?
No, I don't want to talk about this no more.
All right. I guess we're out of here. He don't want to. He's just ready. He can't wait to get back out in the world now. 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, we're out.
Always running off. Why are you so afraid to talk?
How is it running off? It's 2 hours.
Because we're still talking.
I'm done with that.
All right. Well, then we'll see you guys. Everybody go get us on YouTube and all of our social media, please.
Two
You wanna
genders.
really help us out if
Two
you click
genders.
on social media.
2 genders.
We'll do a poll. How many genders are there? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I never said you're wrong. I'm just saying what people do as an adult, I don't think should be a federal law. I don't give a shit what they do. That's where freedom lies. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying there's 2 genders. That's it.
All right, we're out of here. Peace.